Hey designers, welcome to the first module of the Life Game Design Notion tutorial course. I'm going to guide you step by step through learning how to use Notion to help you understand, organize, and optimize every area of your life within life game design. The way that I'm going to do this is that I'm going to play it as if I were you, but ultimately with the rest of these video guides, the best thing that you could do is literally do it by yourself. I'm kind of here just to give you guys some company while you go through it yourself, but if all you do is watch these video guides and you don't actually interact with anything that I set up for you, you're literally not going to learn anything. So if that was your plan, you kind of just want to give up on that because you'll probably go back to YouTube and watching like hour-long video tutorials of how to do all of these things in Notion, but it won't mean you'll learn anything because you don't actually get experience with interacting with databases and all that kind of thing. So let's get into it together. Let's play this like a game and learn how to use basic blocks. So if you've never learned Notion before, this will help gamify the experience of learning and help you use it with confidence. So it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes, and all we need to do to start is click level 1. There's also these cheat codes, but I mentioned that in the intro video. If you come back here, you can do that, but honestly, let's leave that. Let's leave that. All right. So first we want to know about changing blocks, all right? So basically using Notion is kind of like playing with digital Legos, but we can actually change every block we have. Every bit of text that we can see that I've made in this tutorial, even the pages in the database, are all made from blocks. Even the text here is a block as well, but all of them have like massive potential. And even the empty spaces over here, as you can see, are blocks in themselves. So each block can be changed into different types of blocks, and there are 2 ways that you can do that. The first is the slash command over here. We press / on the keyboard, and then you'll see this menu pop up like so. And this is where I set you your first challenge. All I want you to do is see how this works. So come and do it with me. We're going to come into this gray box, which means that this is an interactive part of the tutorial. And what I get you to do is follow these instructions. So you need to press / on your keyboard and then create a to-do list. So I'm going to press / on my keyboard. I've got this. I can either use my mouse to select these different options, or I can use the arrow keys up and down to select. You can see the gray highlighted area, selecting these options. And I've teleported to the bottom, but let's go back up. We can do this to-do list. So I want to press enter, or I can click the mouse button. I'll do both. So I press enter. I'm going to press Control Z. I'm going to show you the other way. I can click it with my mouse once it's highlighted. So you've got those 2 options. And now we've created a to-do list. And that's all I want you to do for this first bit. I just want you to know how to bring up the / command and how to click something. That's all we're doing. All right. So when you're done, you're going to click there, and that's it. And now you've done a really good job. And just remember that the more that you interact with this tutorial course, the faster you'll learn. So if you play the game, you get a little thumbs up. All right. The next thing is a block edit, method 2, to change blocks. So by clicking on the 6 dots that appear on the left of a block, we can also change the block. So I've given you this tutorial here, this exercise. You see these 6 dots that appear when you hover over this text or any other block. We want to click that, and just like it says in the instructions, we want to turn it into a heading 1. So I see what's highlighted, I click it, and now I've changed this block. And so now that that's done, we want to move on to understand how to move blocks. So again, using that same principle of using the 6 dots, we can pick up blocks and put them in other places. So for the tutorial here, what I want you to do is grab this block and place it under the highlighted text below. So now we understand the sentence is made right, and we know that life game design is a philosophy and set of actionable frameworks to create a fulfilling life for yourself. So let's click here when we're done. And now that we know that editing blocks and moving them around are like the bread and butter of Notion, as we gain more experience, we'll also gain more confidence. And then the next level, each time you complete an interactive section, we're just going to scroll down and do it at our own pace. All right. Okay, so let's go on to level 2, where we're quickly going to discover similar types of blocks. So I've made it really easy for you so far, so hopefully you're sticking with me. All right, let's go into level 2. Dive into it. We're going to complete each interactive challenge that has been set by this really cool guy called Michael. All right, let's learn about different block types now. So first off, we have a bulleted list. We're going to create one by typing /bulleted list and pressing enter, just like we did the to-do list before. So /bulleted, and we've got that popped up. I'm going to also teach you the shortcuts that are here. So instead of doing the / command, we can do a quick shortcut by pressing - on our keyboard and pressing spacebar. And now you can see this list has popped up as well. So what you want to do is make a list of your favorite foods to eat. Mine is wonton noodle soup, and probably what else? Honestly, peanut butter sandwiches. Those are so good, man. I have that every single day for breakfast without fail. So you can do that. And now we're going to learn how to adjust bullet lists. So I'm going to click this here. And now it shows me this really cool trick of making what is called here nesting. So you can go multiple layers deep. You see how these are kind of cascading, and you can even go backwards. So what I've set you here to do is that you can use the tab button on your keyboard to move this to the right. So let's do that. And you can use the shift tab to move this to the left. Boom. And we can do this, and we can reverse this, and we can advance this, and do it for all types of things like this. And we can see that cascading, and then we can go back. We can mess around with that whole thing. So let's click this button to go back to level 2. And now it tells us to scroll down to the to-do list. So let's do that. Now in the to-do list, all I have to do is do exactly what we did before. We type /to-do, and it will pop up there. Or we can press /check. So I'll do that, /check. And it comes up here. So I'm going to press enter, and now we've got a to-do list, and we can do that same nesting technique that we learned from before. So if I make a to-do list of things, I want to play Skyrim, I want to play God of War Ragnarok, and also want to play Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, what I can do is that nesting over here by pressing the tab button, and I can do it for different layers. And now that we know how to make a to-do list, we can scroll down to numbered lists. Now for numbered lists, all I want you to do here is just have a look at Octacore. Now this is the way that you can understand, organize, and optimize every area of your life. And you're going to be intuitively learning about this. It will seem overwhelming, like I say here, but honestly, not knowing how to organize or optimize all of these areas of life is so much worse. And this is also a system that you'll be using for the rest of your life, so no need to rush. What we can do with numbered lists is that we can rearrange them by picking them up like this. I'm just going to reset that. And we can also add entries by pressing the enter button and saying some more stuff. But I think 8 core areas of life for a fulfilling life is more than enough. I've also made a dedicated course to Octacore to help you learn it and help you understand why it's so beneficial and why it's one of the central frameworks to life game design. All right, in headings over here, we've got the best head in gaming, Mimir, representing us. And this is really cool. To make a heading, you can type /heading and it will pop up. You've got your options 1, 2, and 3. You'll see the difference between these over here if I scroll down. But what's really cool is that you can use a shortcut again, and all you have to do is press spacebar. So if I press spacebar over here, you've got these. So the way to do that by yourself is just by having these hashtag shortcuts. So I press hashtag spacebar for heading 1. I can press hashtag 2 hashtags and spacebar for heading 2. 3 hashtags and spacebar for heading 3. So that's all I wanted you to do. I just wanted you to learn how to make these headings. You don't have to type anything. That's cool. All right. And now we're going to go down into quotes. So to create a quote, you press /quote and with the / command. And now you just click this quote and it will come up with this little bar here that kind of exemplifies that it's a quote. So you've got these examples here from George Mack, one of my favorite people who have dived deep into gamification, which he says life is just a badly designed video game. And if life is a badly designed video game, that means we have to learn how to design it well. And another quote from his friend, your life should be lived by design, not by default. He runs the Modern Wisdom podcast that currently sits on about 2 million and very fastly growing subscribers on YouTube. So that's about it for creating the basic blocks. All right, let's smash the last level of this and progress to level 3. All right, we're on the last level. Let's go. Okay, over here, this triangle on the left is called a toggle. You're going to fall in love with toggles because that is how I bunch up all of the information within life game design. All right, we click this, triangle and it will show us a whole bunch of stuff within. So we see that Life Game Design uses a lot of toggles to organize and hide information. So if we click this toggle, there's even more toggles inside that toggle. All right, these are also toggle headings. So it's the same as normal headings, but they're in toggle form. So if I click them, I can find stuff within inside there. And honestly, I just put memes in here. But basically, if you're ever lost in Life Game Design or in Notion, just open a toggle. You're good. All right, and now we've got our tutorial here, interactive tutorial. So what we want to do is learn how to make a toggle list. So we use the / command, /toggle list, and we can see it's popped up already only by typing tog. All right, so we click that to make it. And now what I want you to do is grab this ring and put it in here. So you keep it safe and keep it secret. So to drag and drop blocks into a toggle, you pick it up with the 6 dots, and then you see that this is highlighted. So if I put it here where this line is, it's just going to put it underneath it. If I put it here where the box is highlighted, now it's going to put it inside the toggle. And to get rid of this text that says toggle, if you just want a clean toggle, what you can do is press a character like F, put a space there, and then delete it. And now you can have a really clean toggle like this. But if I delete the space, then it will have this really ugly gray text that says toggle. So that's how I do it if you wonder with the other toggles that are kind of like empty spaces. But anyways, you can make a whole bunch of things inside of this toggle. So if I make this, I'm going to say blah, 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 whatever. You can make a whole bunch of other blocks inside the toggle. So like a to-do list, you can do the headings that we did, and all the other kind of things that you've got there. Cool. So that's how we do it. And make sure to open this. Yeah, boy. All right, we need to take or make a break. So to make a line break, which is these things over here, all we have to do is press minus key 3 times. So you got that, and you got one here, minus key 3 times, and minus key 3 times. This is the lamest poem I ever heard of, but blame ChatGPT for that. And now we're gonna move down to learn something new, because I've been hiding something in plain sight for you guys. All right. Over here is a box, and these boxes are callouts. You see this outline here? This is called a callout. So to change the icon, you can change the icon of these callouts, and you can also change the color and stuff. So first, I'm going to try changing this icon like it says, and I can change it to whatever color. All I need to do is follow the instructions. I can change it with emojis, and I can change it with icons, and I can even do custom icons here. But that is a more advanced thing. I've done a custom covers guide where you can learn how to do that. All right, you can also make your own callout below. So let's do /callout, and it will pop up here. Click on that, and now we've got our own callout, and we can change the icon, and we can move this around to different spaces, and that's really cool. We can make a whole bunch of them as well, and even put them inside each other if you wanted to. All right. And that is it for the basic block tutorial. So by doing all of this, now we have the confidence and experience to go to all of the other tutorials. Almost everything that I used in this tutorial was made from basic blocks, but I've also got something really cool to show you. All right, soon we'll be going to learn how to use our own areas, projects, tasks, and notes to help us design a fulfilling life for ourselves. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek in how they looked. So this Life Game Design Notion course itself is a project that is part of your real projects database, and it has tasks too. So since we actually completed this together, what I want you to do is grab this starting blocks task and move it over here. Now, there's one thing that you could mess up with in this, and that's it like accidentally falling out of the database. If that happens, just press Control and Z. If it's too late for that, and you've already done another action, just drag it back into here. And that's basically all I wanted you to do. Just learn how to drag and interact with tasks and projects already. And we're already on the first tutorial. So if we go back up, we can actually see this progress bar for our project has gone up because these are the actual parts of the course. All right. And that's pretty much it. Now, all we have to do is click this to complete tutorial 1. And that's it. We've learned more about Notion in less than half the time. Like, to learn all of this stuff, you would have to watch like a 30-minute video. But because we've gamified the process, we've learned it in less than half the time. So we continue, and now we go deeper into starting the second tutorial. So I'll see you guys there in the next video.